Hi Capricorn, it's Power and Light Tarot, and this is Dee Fernandez, your tarot reader, your psychic, and your astrologer. I'm also a past life regression practitioner and a life coach. And let's see what we have, Capricorn, for you guys. And today we always start with the oracle spread. Let's see what we have, and take what works, Capricorn, leave the rest out. That's how it works, right? We have the mountain. All right, very interesting. It's reversed. So when the mountain is reversed, some type of major obstacle has been overcome. So, that can be anything, right? It could be, related to love, related to health, work, or whatever's going on. Let's see. And we have the false person. OMG. Let's see what else we have. So the false person is depicted here as this lady who's kind of shady. It's a beautiful woman, right? Yeah, no doubt. And she's putting this fan in front of her face, kind of like she's kind of trying to hide. And then the man on the mat in the back wears a mask. But when we see the false person, it doesn't always mean that somebody's just deceptive. It can mean that they have been false with themselves about what they really wanted in their life. Excuse me. It's a common theme in this society, in this modern day. Yeah, it is. So we have the despair card as well. And somebody here this person was in despair. It might have been you, said Capricorn. I'm not sure about that. This can definitely be about you or your partner or both, right? And the distant horizons card is here. These readings are usually about one person who is affecting you or you affecting them, basically, right? And the distant horizons card is here. So this guy here on the despair card, he didn't have a job. He's sitting in front of this kind of storefront, and this is not hiring, and he's hanging his head low. Maybe this has to do with career, and you've overcome that, right? This could be really trippy about how you which is really deep, more for a personal reading, but it could be that you kind of lied to yourself about your aspirations, possibly, and maybe you're doing some kind of work that it was just work, but you were doing it, but it wasn't the work you really wanted to do, and so that didn't help in the end, right? Distant horizons talks about making your dreams come true, and somebody could have just been lying to themselves kind of about, and they're just in despair. It doesn't always have to be about work, right? And we have the baby, and here's the baby, very cute little girl here, and she got her little bunny rabbit, right? Looks like they're in the same outfit as her, kind of. And so, this can be about a new beginning, but it can be about a child as well. Usually next to the distant horizons card, it's about a new beginning. And the distant horizons card is this ship that gets up into the sky. Yeah, right. But, excuse me. And the anchor is released, right? So something could have been holding somebody back to make their dreams come true as well. This is what I mean. And now we have the sun. So the sun, happy times. I feel like happy times are coming for you, Capricorn, in case you've been dealing with anything that's, I don't know, not so happy, right? It's a possibility here. We all have our own cycles. We do, right? That's why people who are rock stars or, movie stars or whatever, they have their time of fame because the chart will come in and change everything for you, your natal chart. Yeah, your natal chart, everything in there is about your destiny. So, you could still be great. You could be writing great songs and everything like that if you're a singer-songwriter or, musician, things like that. But if the universe has not, if it's not written in the stars for you, then that cycle will end. And we see that all the time. We see that with people not wanting to be musicians anymore or actors, or the universe kind of takes them out of it, even though they're great, right? So, that's how that works. So, yeah, let's see what else we have, Capricorn. And we have independence, the cat's eye. And reconciliation. Yeah, somebody wants to reconcile with you in this reading, and they are independent. So, I'm not sure what that means. They were coupled before. It could be, right? And it says, I'm strong and independent. I do what is right for me, regardless of the opinions of others. That's how you're supposed to live your life, right? There's no other way, in my opinion, and that's what I mean about up here. Somebody might have been in despair because they weren't making choices that were really good for them. At least kind of, yeah. And so the reconciliation, I forgive others knowing that they did the best they could under the circumstance. That's exactly right. And that because if people were, they could have been horrible. It doesn't mean you have to get back together with them, but it just means that just forgive them and let it go. Because a lot of times, most of the time, is we do the best we can. Like we look back and we go, God, I did that. Oh, gee, right? But you just say to yourself, I did the best I could with what I had at the time, right? So yeah, that's a better way to approach life. It frees you. It's a freeing and liberating approach as well. We have prosperity. For some reason, it wanted to be in the reverse. So maybe somebody's losing money here, possibly. Or they don't feel like their life is very abundant without you, possibly. I feel like this is the emerald, it is, and here is the name of this, what it represents is prosperity, right? And so this is a heart chakra crystal, the emerald. Emeralds are so very beautiful, right? Yeah, opens you up to the abundance of the universe as long as what you want is your heart's desire. Emerald will help you attract it into your life. Wow, that is a trip. So, I don't have any emerald here, Capricorn. It connects you to the frequency of divine love and reminds you that you're worthy and deserving of prosperity and success. This person probably feels that they don't deserve you in some way, because remember we had the despair card and the false person. I feel like they don't deserve you, Capricorn. And some of you Capricorns might have had a hard time, might be saying, no, they don't. Right? I mean, that's a possibility, right? Yeah, for sure. So let's get into it and hope you guys are all well, Capricorn. And if you guys want to get a psychic reading with me, check out the description box. I always check accuracies. I always check my work and get feedback, and they are accurate. And if you want to understand somebody, get a psychic reading. Yeah, if you don't, know them well, or I don't know, they're acting funny, or maybe you don't trust them, get a psychic reading on them. And for yourself, if you have questions about something, or you just kind of want to feel better about a situation, no, I'm not going to tell you a bunch of BS, but often, I'm the one who kind of makes you realize by yourself, and that can happen, right? That happens like in therapy and stuff like that too. You just kind of realize something about yourself and you're like, oh, great, right? I feel better. So, yeah, you can get those in any format, a live reading, or you can get that, you can get it in a video or both. Tarot reading's the same. Mystic Sense has a free 5-minute psychic reading, and I am a past life regression practitioner. And Capricorn, that is very powerful for you to live your best life. It is. And if you don't, if that sounds vague to you, send me an email, because they really are helpful for you. They've helped me. They sure have. Let's see what we got, Capricorn. Everything's in the description box. We have the Knight of Pentacles right here, and maybe that's you, Capricorn, right? It could be. And let's see what else we have for you. And we start with Judgment. All right, so we have naked people here already. Start the gig here, right? Judgment, and we have the Ten of Swords. So this person may want forgiveness because of the false person and the despair. They definitely could. They might have felt so like this person could have had like regret to the point of they felt like all their power drained from their body. That could be, Six of Cups reversed. That's somebody from your past. Looks like they want to return to you. And the Knight of Cups. This could be you, Capricorn, returning to your true self, though. It can be, right? Because I know that sounds like really deep and stuff like that. But hey, I mean, that's what psychic readings are about. They're about things that are deep and and past life readings for sure. It's about, right? But it can be more, a little bit more superficial, or just kind of, on the surface, sort of. But it can be something very deep here. The Moon is here, and the Death card is here. And the Death card always represents something very deep. Yes, it does. It represents the 8th house. This is a Scorpio card. The 8th house of life and death. and also transformation and rebirth and things like that, right? So there is something very deep in this reading for sure there is, because we have Judgment, Ten of Swords, Death card, and the Moon. So with all those, right, is super deep. The Moon can be about our deep emotions. Sometimes it is about unconscious patterns that we don't understand about ourselves. Yeah, the Moon was the original guiding, not guiding, but ruling planet for Pisces. And it's funny because, at the beginning of my tarot, I never knew, doing tarot, I didn't know that much about astrology. And so, now I have my astrology channel. But I always felt that I always felt that the Moon was like Pisces. Let me turn this off, you guys. Sorry. Yeah, and so sorry about that, you guys. Um, yeah. Let me just turn this completely off. Sorry, I thought that was off. I have the speaker. Okay, so I was talking about the Moon and the depth, right? Yeah, and the Moon is sometimes about what we don't understand about ourselves. Yeah, we're kind of in the dark about ourselves, about others, about life in general. It can be about secrets and, things that are being revealed to us sometimes during a full moon, but just, just every day, basically. But somebody is seeing themselves in this energy, and it's this kind of confusion, or I'm in the dark, I don't know what's going to happen, or it can be sadness as well. Sometimes the Moon is, talks about depression, and we have despair here, right? Yeah. So somebody might be depressed here. It could, maybe this is the other person, Capricorn. But I feel like it's more of a confusion because, yeah, and a real kind of wondering and, trying to understand. This is confusion over here, like doubts, that type of confusion, doubts and fears. Yeah. And so here we start with Judgment. Judgment is, I feel like this person wants forgiveness because we have reconciliation here, right? Talks about I forgive others, about, for what they've done. The Ten of Swords sits in the challenge and death. So I feel like something ends here. I know I say that a lot, but I feel like something is ending here. A chapter comes to definitely an end with the Ten of Swords and the Death card. And, there could be something external going on. We'll get a card on the Ten of Swords with the Hanged Man, and he's reversed because he's basically standing. So something is released here. Yeah, something is definitely released. All right, the Death card, we'll get a card on that. This is transformation. But next to the Ten of Swords, an ending, a real ending as well. And here's the Queen of Wands with it. Maybe there's an Aries, Leo, or Sag. But I feel like it has to do with somebody living their life of dreams, because that's what the wands are supposed to be about, kind of expansion and living the life you really want to live, personal growth and kind of being excited and enthused. The ninth house, at least for Sagittarius, can be like exploring and kind of an adventurous spirit. And that's what somebody has in this reading after they most likely suffered. Yeah. And Six of Cups reversed, they want to return to Temperance. Maybe it is a Sag, but I feel like this person is probably coming with harmony and balance. Like, probably this can be healing, right? Temperance is healing and self-mastery. Yeah, I feel like this person, somebody here overcame this mountain here, which was something heavy weighing on them, or something physical in their life that they had to overcome. Ten of Swords, that they had to leave out, that they had to end. I also feel like somebody here had somewhat of an epiphany, like an awakening with, Judgment starting the reading right next to the Hangman, which can be an epiphany. Remember, he's not an angel, but he has, maybe, but he has a halo. So maybe he is one, right? I'm not really sure, but on that, Okay, so now we have the Moon card And this is how somebody's seeing themselves on, like, kind of doubt, doubting a new path, or a little bit fearing. They're not going to have like this new path. Knight of Cups sitting in the past with the Five of Wands. We get a card on the Five of Wands with the Two of Swords reversed. You guys see these? Yeah, and the Two of Swords reversed is, the concern here. There was too many people involved, or there were too many challenges that were blocking this new beginning that this person wants with you, right? Yeah, distant horizons and the child. That's all about a new beginning. The Hierophant is in the psyche, in the environment. It could be in the physical environment with the Three of Wands. This could be somebody who turns their back on a marriage right here. This could be marriage type union. It can also be I'm turning my back on something because I really believe in Capricorn. Yeah, I really believe in Capricorn. And the Eight of Wands, I'm Eight of Pentacles here, is the hopes and fears. They're hoping that you're gonna like give to this, right? That you're gonna be like happy too. That I feel like that this person is coming like devoted. Yeah, I'm pretty sure here. They could have tried blocking you, Capricorn, or I mean, these are just kind of like possibilities here, but they could have made you feel like you weren't powerful. Maybe they played games and gaslit you or something like that, because the Mountain reverse next to the false person can mean like all their lies kind of took away your power or something like that. They if they were lying to you. And I feel like this person is sorry for that, because we have despair right next to it. Yeah, they're sorry, Capricorn. Eight of Pentacles with the Knight of Pentacles, and the Five of Swords wanted to come out. And so here, am I covering up Judgment? Don't want any issues here. Yeah, we have Five of Swords and the Knight of Pentacles. And so, this is all about a defeat. There is some type of defeat here in this reading. There's some type of letting go. Hangman, Ten of Swords, Three of Wands. So here we have, I feel like this person is like, just let something go, and they're hoping that you're going to be all in, Capricorn. He's all in with the Eight of Pentacles, right? That's, about his craft. He's at his work, and he's a goldsmith, and he's making these pentacles, but he's happy to sit there all day and do that. So good for him, because, he's satisfied and fulfilled. And that's what this person wants you to turn around and give back to this, right? And they could be hoping that that after some type of episode they had, and maybe in order to make way to be able to be independent, we have the Independence card, that you'll be available, right? Yeah. And we have the King, the King. We have the Wheel of Fortune. It's reversed. Wow, with the Four of Wands. And this can be that this person was with somebody else, and they just noticed that they realized that this is not my calling, or this is not my true partner. This person feels like your fate and destiny. Yeah, that's what this kind of despair is about, this forgiveness. They feel like you're it for them. And yeah, and it could have been too with the Wheel of Fortune reversed and the Four of Wands. Maybe you were in a relationship with them, or maybe they were in their own, and it was not divine timing. In other words, somebody like went against kind of the universe in this reading. I'm pretty sure this is kind of how this really is with their choices in life. Yeah, and so that's all cleared up now. They learned. Yeah, there's a learning in this reading for sure. But yeah, it looks really beautiful, Capricorn. I'm going to end this reading. Thank you so much for joining me here. Please like, share, and subscribe. It helps me to be able to keep these videos coming to you. Thank you so much for joining me. Check out the description box for all the fun readings that I have. Thank you so much, you guys.